In this video, we're going to be using the Gillette Heritage Razor, and Stirling Week continues with Pearberry. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me again. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, Stirling Week shall continue with Pearberry, which is a really nice, sweet pear scent. It reminds you of slicing a ripe pear, and then there's some other fruit in there too, like actually let's put the notes right there for you. Strawberries, raspberry, blackberry. If you like sweet scents with pear, this one is really nice. There is the consistency of the soap. It is soft, but not the softest. This comes to you for a great price of $13.75 for 5.8 ounces, or $2.37 an ounce on our cost chart. This is a tallow-based soap, and it's very good quality. We'll put the ingredients for you right there. And today we're also going to be using the Gillette Heritage Razor, and I have a Willys blade loaded in this today. This razor is still available. Some people don't think it's available. In fact, I saw Kevy Shaves do a video yesterday, and he said he didn't think it's available. It is still available on Amazon. It runs about $34. Comes in a case like this, a brown case. It's got the instructions. It has little cutouts for the razor, and actually it comes with some Gillette Platinum blades. It's a nice little shaver. The head on this is like the Müller R89. In fact, the head is made in Germany. The handle is made in the United States. And this is the first razor, the first safety razor Gillette made since the 80s. So they came back and they made this one either in 2020 or 2019, I can't recall. And this was the first safety razor they made since the 80s. So it was kind of a unique situation for Gillette that when this one came out. And then, of course, the King C Gillette razor came out last year. All right, let's get going. We're going to mist the face here. We have our standard 24 hours of growth, and let's mist the face and get going. And man, I'm telling you what, the restroom here is smelling nice. I'm using today our Maritime brush, and if you didn't see the video yesterday, I made a quick video on this. The gentleman from Maritime Brush Co. reached out to me, and he wanted to offer a discount for anyone who's been considering getting one of his brushes, and that discount code is IAMCDB15 for 15% off. So if you've been looking there and have considered buying one, or just like the looks of the coin or these style of brushes, then that is there for you. And it's certainly your choice, because I don't make a dime on it. He reached out to me and offered that, and I said, sure, I will pass it along in the event anyone thinks this is a nice looking brush or wants one. So there you have it. Oh man, the knot on this, by the way, is cashmere in bulb. I think I prefer the cashmere fan knot. It is in my opinion, the softest synthetic knot available. Very easy on the face, and for me, the name of the game with brushes is to be easy on my face. It may not be for you. You may want to scrub, but for me, I've found being very easy on my face with the brush. It's just, I don't know, sort of helps me along. I get less irritation. And so that's the name of the game for me. However, if you want to scrub a little with this brush, you can, but it is soft, so you're not going to get a ton of scrubbing out of it. As you can see here, we have a good hydrated lather with our Stirling Pearberry, and it smells magnificent. Kim Gray, if you're watching, this one is for you, I'm telling you. It is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, we won't fool around with that all day long. No need. We rinse the handle off here a little bit. And we shall get into the shave today with the Gillette Heritage Razor. Again, it's available on Amazon. I will have links to the products below. You may have to click a little arrow that says show more or something like that. Everything I mention, I try to link for your convenience. The soap, the splash, just about everything. If it is available, I try to link it for you. So check those out if you please. And again, here we go with the Willys blade. This Willys blade is on the second use. And this razor is it's reminiscent of the Müller R89 in terms of the way it feels, and Edwin Jagger DE89. So it's a nice mild razor, but it actually does a good job. It's got a short handle, which I tend to prefer. The handle might actually be too short for some people who prefer longer handled razors, but for me, works just fine. It's a good little shaver. It's made of zinc alloy or pot metal, so it's not one that if you're hard on a razor or drop it or something, it may not survive in the way that stainless steel might. But still, if you take care of it, it will last you a very long time. And I enjoy using it from time to time. It's been probably about a year since I've used one. But they are still available on Amazon. And I will link it below for you, should you be interested. And I remind you that anything in the affiliate links section, so I'll have links that are non-affiliate links and links that are affiliate links, anything under the affiliate links section, if you buy those items, it does help the channel. So I appreciate that. However, as I always say, I don't ask you to. That's completely up to you. The links are primarily there for your convenience. But please give them a look if you were interested in this razor or the brush or really anything. One of the things I want to say about Stirling, because I was just watching DK's video where he was using Pearberry today. And it's funny, we had planned to use it on the same day. Now, I shoot my videos one day in advance, so it's actually, is today Wednesday when I'm shooting this? It will air Thursday. So, but I was watching DK's video today, which is Wednesday early morning, and he was talking about what a great lather he got with Stirling and how easy it was. And I think that's one of the things that is really great about Stirling is that point, that you can get a great lather easily without a lot of effort. There are lots of soaps on the market that now are geared to be skin foodie or better for your skin. And that is great if you need it. But I can't tell you the number of new people who have contacted me over the last couple years, and they've bought sort of a skin foodie soap. That is to say, a soap that is designed to be moisturizing on the skin and so on and so forth. And they've had trouble lathering it. And what I will do is give them tips, point them to my lather tutorial, and I always link those below, by the way. In fact, I have a Stirling lathering tutorial below if you want to see how I lather Stirling. And look at that hydration in there. But anyway, I will coach them up as best I can. But I will also recommend that if they're new and they don't have very specific needs in terms of their skin is very sensitive and maybe they can't handle a, quote, regular soap, get a Stirling's, get a Shannon's, get a Katie's Bubbles or PAA or something. Get something that lathers easily to begin with and develop some confidence with your lathering. And then later, once you've developed some confidence with your lathering, you can get into the more skin foodie soaps that can be a little bit more difficult to lather. They might require more water. They might be more finicky as to at what point you add water. But these soaps like Stirling, Shannon's, they'll give you a lather quite easily without a lot of effort. It's kind of hard to do wrong things with them. And so I will recommend that they pick up a Stirling soap, Shannon's, or something that has a very easy lathering experience. And not all soaps are equal in that realm, in my opinion. And I have used a lot of soaps, as you may have noticed. So I will recommend something easy. And 9 times out of 10, they will come back and go, man, I made a great lather with the Stirlings or the Shannons or the PAA or whatever the case may be. But I was having trouble with this other soap. And I will say, continue to use those and then go back to the more skin foodie soap and be mindful of how you add water, when, and just be careful with water is typically where people go wrong, myself included. I have done that as well. Even from time to time recently, I've done it. Or the second place they go wrong is not using enough product. I have done that myself, even recently. Well, not recently, but within the last year, let's say. So I find that with skin foodie soaps, you have to add more product. It is key to add more product. If you don't, because what happens is those skin foodie soaps tend to, for some reason, they tend to be absorbed in the brush rather easily and they almost disappear on you. And you'll be going, what the heck happened to my soap? They don't yield as much volume a lot of times right out of the gate. Now, if you work them, they will, but it requires a little more effort. So If you're new and you're watching this video right now and you're struggling, I'll put the Stirling lather tutorial in one of the corners here, and I'll also have them linked below. The Stirling's and Shannon's tutorials, and also, if you're talking about hard soaps, I have a Colonel Conk tutorial that you can check out if you want to know how I lather hard soap. I just cut a piece off, bloom it, lather it. But if you're new, I recommend you start out with one of these soaps that are known to be friendly in terms of lathering. And that's probably another attribute we should begin to talk about with soaps, and some people have, is ease of lathering. Because we'll talk about slickness, we'll talk about the scent, but we don't often talk about ease of lathering. And I think we need to start including that in our assessments when we're discussing these soaps. Stirling on the ease of lathering chart would be very, very high. It would be very high. Easy lathering soap for sure, without question. Shannon's easy lathering. Now, you get into some of the other ones. Again, with the more butters and oils that are in there, and skin foods, in my opinion, and this is based on using, I don't know, you can look at the old iLeather channel on this one and the number of videos I've done with various soaps. It's going to be many hundreds, let's put it that way, at a minimum, probably close to 1,000. In my experience, the more oils and butters, and the more it is advertised to be skin friendly and skin food, the latherability difficulty goes up, meaning it's more difficult to lather. That does not mean you cannot lather it. So please don't get me wrong, because you can. You might have to adjust your technique. But for you new folks, start out with something like this. And then if you have additional skincare needs, address your skincare in the post. Get yourself a very nice balm, or maybe a skin food aftershave. A skin food aftershave are some of those, like, Zingari makes the rescue potions and various elixirs that you can buy, not only from her, but from other artisans that are specifically designed for the post-shave. So grab something like that, but develop some confidence with your lathering with soaps that are easy to lather first, and then practice with your more skin foody soaps, and you will develop confidence with them too. But if you start out with something that's very finicky to lather, it leads to frustration. And I know this because I am contacted by people pretty often who start out with some skin foody soaps, and then they're saying, I just can't make a lather. My lathers don't look anything like yours. And I'll say, well, first of all, how did the shave go? And the shave went well, I'll go, you did okay. So if you made a lather that was adequate for your shave, then you did okay. Don't worry so much about how it looks. However, if it's important to you to get a certain consistency in your lather, start out with something that's a little bit easier to build a good hydrated lather with volume with to start with. And then move on. Because folks, the name of the game here as an evangelist of wet shaving is growth mindset. That is to say, bringing new people in all the time. New folks are good for this hobby. They're going to buy products. They're going to drive innovation. The more of us there are, the better it is. I firmly believe that. And we don't want to run them off by making it too difficult to start. We want it to be a nice, easygoing experience and something that they feel like anybody can do, and it is. But we don't want it to start off where the bar is very high on, achieving a pleasant experience. Okay, let's talk about the razor a little bit. The razor today, it's a perfectly nice little shaver. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's kind of cool that it was the first safety razor that Gillette made since the 1980s. It's mild, but it still works well for me. I can still use mild razors. I found that with proper technique, most people can use most razors. Not all. I mean, there's no, hard and fast rule, but most people, even if they prefer aggressive razors, they can make adjustments and use mild razors. Maybe they have to do a little more blade buffing, which is this right here, for example, in some areas. Or maybe they have to go over the areas a little more. And by the way, the reason I'm able to buff that way is because there's great residual slickness. This soap is super slick. You get the hydration in it, it's slick, and I have been contacted by people even recently who said, I used to think Stirling's not slick, and then I watched your lather tutorial and I got more hydration in it, and now it's slick as crazy. Yes, it is. Almost every soap is slick if you get the hydration in it. And it's really, as I said yesterday, it's kind of hard to discern degrees of slickness, but I can tell you right now, the residual slickness on that is fantastic. That razor is just gliding so easily. You don't see any skin pulling whatsoever and no dry spots. There's a fantastic sheen of residual slickness, or slickness that's left behind after the visible lather is gone, if you're new. And again, folks, I ask you, please think about the new folks. If you're a veteran of traditional shaving and try to be an evangelist for the hobby and help them out, that's what it's all about. Help them to the best of your ability. It is all about growth mindset that helps all of us. So please try to lend a hand where you can. I do it every single day, and I'm happy to do it, and I hope you will too. All right. That was quite a good shave with the Gillette Heritage, and wonderful scent on this Pearberry. I love it. Let me rinse, and then we'll come back, get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back in off cam. We did a warm water rinse to remove the soap and then applied the alum. No stinging, so that was a nice, super smooth shave. Followed the alum with a cold water rinse and then toweled off with our Lancaster towel before applying the Thayer's. I'm back to Thayer's today. Magic, because it's made by witches. Thayer's Cucumber. The Gillette Heritage razor, which comes in this little box right here. Nice little razor, still available on Amazon. Shaves well. I had the Willie's blade in there. That's the second use. Willie's, you shave close, brother. There's a nod to Ken Surf's nice blade. Nice little razor. I'm glad Gillette came back and made a safety razor, including the King C Gillette, which we'll use again soon. The Pearberry, if you like the scent of pear, I think this is a winner, as long as you're not averse to sweet scents. It's sweet but nice. I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. We used our Maritime Brush Co. Maritime Brush Co. brush. And remember, 15% off if you use the code IAMCDB. I will link his page below. And we're going to finish things off today with Stirling Pearberry with menthol. And this should be a beautiful experience. And I hope your shaves today are beautiful. And I ask you all today, please try to be an evangelist for the hobby. Please try to be nice, be uplifting, be positive. Help the new folks out. That's what it's all about. Just extending your hand, reaching it out to others, and hopefully bringing new shavers into the fray. Thanks so much for watching us. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.